What's up, YouTube? It is Dreas, aka DJ Anti-Zero, and I am chilling. And I figured since I got my setup proper and everything else proper, we can go on and do a reaction video. And the first reaction video I wanted to do is with my man MTR. I've actually been part of his Discord for a few months now, and I did mention to him at one point that I want to start doing his reaction videos just to goof around and kind of spread more of what he does. I'm not a teacher. This is not like educational vibes for me. This is more of seeing his viewpoints and discussing it. It's just seeing where I agree, where I disagree on it. Simple, nothing crazy, nothing like gotta find this man and take him down like he's bad for the men out there. He's a toxic vibe to society. I don't believe that from him or anybody from the members of the Discord. I guess one day I might actually get into my thoughts about the Discord. How's it run? How how I feel about it. How do I rate it, etc. But for now, this is something just to chill out, vibe to, and kind of just go in with him on. So, like he would say,
so
without further ado.
Yes.
While David's mom goes out and work.
Okay.
So they was bothering me, talking about all other stuff, and I was like, that's why your dad's a bitch. And then he's like, I'm gonna tell your mom, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, okay, but I don't want you to be mad at me because I call him a bitch because he stays home while his wife is working.
Hold on. First of all, MTR, your faces are priceless. It's priceless. It's funny. I know he hasn't really talked about it. This is like more of his intro. I still can't go over the face. So I guess what I would say is for if I ever have children, and at some point I do want to, I don't have a plan on how I'm going to get that to happen right now because I have other plans of getting other things done. However, if I were to have a kid and they were to curse, right now my current stance is they are allowed to swear within my household as a freedom of expression and learning how to use curse words when and when not to expressing themselves. Limiting child to using curse words until they're adult, to me, it depends on their age. It depends on, mainly depends on their age. Like, I'm not going to allow my 7-year-old daughter to do it, but she's like in her teens. At this point, I know she's doing that at school, or he's doing it at school, and it's like I want to set up, a bond with my child. Cursing happens to be one, and cool, but like I'm not gonna swear in front of my kid out of anger. I actually don't do that to people unless it's like a full-out need to. Everybody's gonna be different. I know that much. Everybody's gonna be different. I'm not sitting there saying this is what you should do. What I'm saying is this is what I can see myself doing. Will I do it when the time comes? Whole different discussion. Whole different. It's a whole different thing. So we shall see. I can't say this is definite, but right now, as I'm moving up to this point, this is a definite thing for me. My mind goes, okay, once she and or he gets into a certain age, they're allowed to curse only within the household. Outside of it, I don't want to hear so and so call so a bitch or this or that and da 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 da. Don't want to hear it. I'll whip your ass. Because I don't know how MTR does with his music, we're going to just skip. Skip.
At the thumbnail, y'all looking at the title of the video, y'all already know what time it is. It is time to get active. So active, we will Now, guys, before we get started with this video, let me just say flat out, trigger alert. If you had a bad day, go to another video, okay? Because it's going to make your day even more riled up, okay? With that being said, the context of this video, there is a young girl who told one of her young boy / friends something disrespectful about his father. Essentially, like emasculated the adult man because of her perceived conceptions about a man's role in society. It's an incredible video for a multitude of reasons, so we'll dissect it right now. Without further ado!
So I was about to make a TikTok, and my daughter came in with this.
Before the daughter comes in, real quick.
Okay, let's hear you.
Can we normalize adults not being on TikTok, right? Adult women, mothers in booty shorts. Like, can we normalize that? Like, TikTok is a child's app. It's a child.
Okay, hold on. So let's comment on this part real quick. I'm gonna cut him off like he cut the video off. So, I want to say, far as TikTok being a kids only app, far as I'm aware, it's ready to eat for everyone. All jokes aside for 2 seconds, it's kind of to a degree where I think social media needs to create two versions of itself. And by that, I mean, like, when an app gets big as this, like TikTok has big as this, dividing the kids from one section to another will be a very wise decision. Now, the question is, what age group are we talking about? I'm not going to be the judge on that. I would say 13 and up, have the main TikTok, and then anybody that's like 12 and under have a filtered TikTok, and, have parent, regulations and rules and da-da-da-da, but then it's still accountable to the parents to actually follow up with putting in the information so the kid doesn't get access to certain things on TikTok. And then obviously there's, beyond TikTok that doesn't really needs to exist. But, who am I to say? I'm not the person that creates TikTok. I'm just on TikTok. I'm just doing what I got to do on TikTok. So we'll see. Let's continue. Social media app. Adults just seem to waste all of their goddamn time on it. Like, what is it about? What is it about the TikToks? What is it about the TikTok? Listen, if you're on these social media platforms and it has nothing to do with your business, it has nothing to do with your brand, with profit, then why are you wasting your time? For somebody that, again, I know MTR is not like thinking about every single aspect. At the same time, this is what he's saying. Like, I'm taking what he's saying with a grain of salt. I'm not sitting here saying like this is his definite, defined answers for every single thing that he's answering. What I'm saying is, when people, first of all, I agree with what he's saying. Let me retract all of that. I agree with what he's saying. People hop on TikTok or social media just for a sense of entertainment. They post for the potential chance. It's like a lottery for them. It's like, I'll play it. I'll put stuff on it. If it doesn't work out, doesn't work out. However, it doesn't hurt to, act a fool for 2 seconds when you're a single person and you got nothing else better to do with your life and you got out of work and you don't really want to create a business, but because you don't want to create a business, you also want to goof around and show off your friends, and because you got a little bit of following, you're like, ooh, let me go ahead and entertain some more, and then from entertainment some more, you want to go ahead and reach a high count of buffoonery. I was going to say a different word, but buffoonery. And before you realize it, years has gone by and you're just like, damn, I spent X amount of my life throwing up videos and I would never had wanted somebody else to do what I was doing. And situations like that happens, and people don't necessarily think about those actions. And what the way I look at it as, and I tell people this from time to time, kind of been recent, but still time to time, is that most adults, especially in the black community, and it sucks for me to say this because I sound like one of them, but mostly in the black community, we stick to our 16-year-old mindset. We stick to not developing our minds. We feel as though as soon as we pay bills, we are an official adult. We're not including emotional intelligence. We're not including, I don't know why I paused in his face, but we're not including anything that would, what would be the best words to describe? We're not including the growth on the mindset that we should be having as an adult. More so just, yo, I pay my bills. I'm considering one of y'all now. And it's like, there's a lot more to it, but because a lot more people run that pathway and think that's the best way, it's like there's no, what people would say, no hope for those people. Unless you want it, unless you want the change, unless you want to do better, unless you want to come out that mindset, unless you realize the loophole that you in, I see no difference from the fact that they own a home, they pay bills, and they have a car. That's it. Like, the mindset is still there. As soon as a fight goes down, you're scrapping, not really even thinking logically the consequences that might happen from after that fight, etc. So, yeah, that's it sucks. And it's gonna suck because life is hard. Anyway, back to the video.
Can we talk about that? Can we normalize going back to like adults doing adult shit and then kids doing kid shit? Because I think that's like some of the issues with society today is that like the kids are not respecting their parents because the parents are doing the exact same shit that the kids are doing. Like,
by the way, have you guys heard about Space Hay? I'm not getting on that wave, that old school retro MySpace thing that they try to bring back. That's not happening, and they're really trying to bring it back for the adults that feel like we're kids again. And to the point for MTR was saying, being back to an adult. That face is funny too. Being back to being like adults, we still, from the adults aspect from this generation still hasn't come out the kid sense. Like, we still want to feel young. We still want to move young. So it gives that sense of like until they really become adults, and again, emotional intelligence, a whole change in mental space, mental vibes, mental attitude, etc. Wanting to move different, wanting to feel good, wanting to upkeep, wanting to save, wanting to live a better lifestyle by saving, doing hobbies more of a higher scale than just working all the time, and being able to be loved and give love to set other people, whether it's through conditions or under non-conditional love, etc. Blah blah blah. Until we get to that space, yeah, there's no real saving going on right now.
Right, like your 12-year-old girls are posting shit on TikTok, and so are you. All right, can we separate activities?
Yeah, I wish we could.
I can't judge at the end of the day. You know, let's say that she's like single and ready to mingle. You know what I'm saying? And this is how she's advertising herself. So, in essence, that would be a part of the business. Trying to find that pension plan. All right, let's keep going.
Sassy.
Mom, I'm gonna tell you this before they tell you this, because they're gonna say a lie. Because you know how you told me men.
The reason why I laugh just real quick is because I used to do this as a kid. Like, you know, you get in trouble, and before like the adults or like anyone else comes and says shit, like you gotta get in there first and kind of hit them with that buffer blow first. You know what I'm saying? And that's what the little girl is doing. But let's keep going.
Providers and protectors, right?
I call that method cushioning the pillow. Before you about to say something, say it with a pre-warning or pretext so the person is ready for what they're about to hear. It's a softer blow than directly just, saying what you gotta say.
Men are providers and protectors.
So that means they go outside and work.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So you know how David's dad stay home, right?
Yes.
While David's mom goes out and work.
Okay.
So they was bothering me, talking about all the other stuff, and I was like, that's why your dad's a bitch. And then he's like, I'm gonna tell your mom, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, okay, but I don't want you to be mad at me because I call him a bitch because he stays home while his wife is working. They want to speak to you downstairs.
Huh? Yeah, they do. All right. Before we address the points that were actually made in the video, the first thing that came to mind is like the girl, from the tonality of her voice, sounds like 9 or 10 years old or something like that. And being a 9 and 10-year-old and saying bitch so nonchalantly, and to not have the mother react as to what, like, listen, if I was a 9, 10-year-old and I was cussing, right, like, oh my God.
We would get our ass whooped back in the day.
I just got a flashback of getting my ass whooped. The next point, this idea of...
Hold on. So let me tell you a quick story, right? Just a quick story. So I was watching cartoons, and this is like a Tom and Jerry situation. And in my head, I thought it was logical. I think it was like 11 years old around this time. I thought it was logical. I thought me allowing to say this word was acceptable. It was J-A. I'm not going to say it out loud because in case YouTube decides to sit here and say X, Y, Z things about, I don't know, copyright laws, or, oh, this violates the you know what I'm talking about. However, yeah, I was in the car. I was talking to my cousin, and I was like, I forgot why I said it, but I said J-A. And she's like, oh, that's a bad word. And I'm like, how's it a bad word when it was in cartoons? Like, J-A. Like, that didn't make sense. That's like me saying PC. If you don't know what that is, and let's go back to the whole band where she was wearing the cheetah print. You don't know what I mean. I'm talking about like real back in the day. I think like 80s or 70s or something like that. Anyhow, yeah. I was like, what's wrong with that? I didn't even get a warning. I got my butt whooped. I was like, woo! Don't ever say that word again. I'm like, oh, damn, like, I didn't even know it was a bad word to say. You could have at least told me it was a bad word I couldn't be saying as a kid. I mean, now I kind of just curse, like, you know, freely. But like I said, man, like, I think I might have a different border when it comes to my kids. I don't know yet. I am thinking about it. I've been thinking about it for the last few years now. The potential of, in case I have a kid. So I always just thought, like, how would I raise my child? And I'm just like, yeah, maybe this way, maybe that way. And I just know that at the end of the day, like, as long as I'm doing it the way that, you know, makes my child learn and ends up being at peace with themselves in the future, I did right.
Men fulfilling the role of provider and protector in a society where, I say on this channel, we are essentially have been diminished to just those two things from a manhood perspective, from a masculinity perspective. So then you have a realm of women that only understand that as particular value. The idea that a man can raise children effectively in a household is nuanced to American culture, as if the discipline that we can instill, as if the stick-to-itiveness that we can instill, as if the confidence that we can instill, especially to the young boys, is by and large not valued, and as the women not communicating that to the younger children. No wonder they come up to this conclusion. No wonder. By the way, it's hilarious that the young daughter's name is Sassy. To me, I hear names like that, like Sassy, and no disrespect to the Sassies out there, but I'm just like, oh, okay. Like, y'all find it cute to name children after like shit like that, like sassiness, okay? And it's not cute to me. It's not cute at all. But listen, I think that I'm not a parent at the end of the day, so I might be speaking a bit out of turn, and I acknowledge that. But I think that it's very it's very important not only to have two-parent households so that the children can look up at the parents so that they can come to their own conclusions, including with the mother's tutelage as well, but come up to their own conclusions of the role of a woman, the role of a man, how they should interact together, because the impact of single motherhood, especially in the Black community where it reigns overall 20 to 30% higher than the next race. But within that, we start to get this lapse in understanding of the importance of men as well as manhood. No, you're not a bitch for being a stay-at-home father, okay? Most men do want to go out into the workplace, but depending upon the situation and the nuance within that family, right, and the relationship between that man and that woman, it may work for them.
All right, so I'm going to leave it right there because it's about 2 more minutes left before he concludes what he's going to say. If you guys want to see the full video, it's in the link. That was a fail. It's in the description box below. Like, comment, share, and I'm looking forward to doing more of this. Between MTR, Album Preach, Jubilee, I have tons of other videos I'm thinking about reacting towards. Not like stored up or anything, just as I go by on my subscription page. I'm going to probably just react to it. Just make it a little bit light humor. Maybe drop some gems and just personal takes of how I feel about certain situations. Again, everything grain of salt. Don't sit here and be like, oh my God, this is what you're going to do with your kids. This is what you're going to do with your channel. This is what you're going to do with your manhood. I'm not. Just relax. This is a chill vibe, chill channel. We here for entertainment purposes mainly. And a bit of education. So, I'm fine with discussions, by the way. So if you guys feel that, what I'm saying is like, I would never do that to my kid, and I'm like, okay, to each his own. I ain't got to do nothing with me. Like, raise your kids how you want to raise your kids. Just know if you want to be, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this on YouTube, but if you want to be the other fence in terms of skin color, and my kid decides to find your kid and decides to, showing what it means to be in the dirt, I'm bailing out my kid. Like, I'm sure my kid will have a valid reason, and I will listen to both sides. I'll listen to my kid's side, your kid's side, your take on it before I make a final decision, because that's what a person that's actually being an adult should be doing, not just being one-sided and saying, oh my God, this person so and so and so and so, and then now you're moving off of their energy and not necessarily what the other person thinks, and then trying to make a better decision for the outcome of the situation. So yeah, that's it for me. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.